What is up? It is June 18th, 2020. It's Thursday night. It's time for another Thursday night grind. We're on episode 25. So if you check out the Thursday night grind playlist, you will see 24 videos previously cut, all done on Thursday night, all done of sharpening things that I do at the American Edge. I just sharpen whatever's on the bench on Thursday night. Tonight, no exception, right? I have a healthy, it's for me, for the scale that I'm at, this is a healthy batch of kitchen knives. And something I wanted to share with you tonight is just a model that I'm working on. And I share it with you for a few reasons. One, because I feel like as sharpeners, we get settled into our way. And I'm just trying to be very proactive at challenging that for myself and for you too. And exploring different ways to sharpen. So this is something I'm working on. Usually what I do is I'll start on the 1x30 and then go to the Edge Pro, work through a series of stones, and I get great results with that. It's hard for me to challenge that, and I can do it in good time. When I'm doing this many knives, I was wondering if I should be using or try the Tormek. And I have a Tormek and I don't have a lot of time under it, not nearly as much time as I have on the Edge Pro. So I'm exploring this. I don't know. My ballpark is $1 a minute, right? So and last night I did $30 worth of knives in 20 minutes. Like, that was good. Like, I'm wondering if we scale, like, as the numbers grow of knives, whether the dollar to hour ratio gets better if I'm using the Tormek. So I want to walk through that. Before I do, I think you probably know, like, I'm a huge advocate for sharpening and side businesses and businesses in general. And I'm really like, this pursuit of my own has opened up my awareness of how much opportunity there is in the sharpening space. And I ran the numbers for May, and I still do 70% of my work in kitchen cutlery, roughly. But I've also branched out quite a bit. And I just keep getting hit with all the, like, just how much opportunity is. So the next, like, pursuit of mine is really to help other people see this as an opportunity as well. And a couple of other guys and I, we built the Guild of Professional Sharpeners, which is an awesome supportive community that has both the instruction in learning how to sharpen, as well as how to run a business, and then a community of people around that you can work with as you build your own. And I'm really excited about that. Something that I have put out this week is 21 reasons to start a sharpening business. If you would like to see what those are, please look in the description and you can download that. That's it for announcements. Let's get into some grinding. So first thing here, here's the rundown. I'm gonna start the same way. I'm gonna cut bevels on the 1x30. I'm gonna go over to the Tormek. I'm gonna grade the stone to 1,000 grit. And we can talk about, what that means if we need to, or you can just ask in the comments if I don't hit it exactly right for you. I'm going to do it a little different for you because I'm not going to work through all of these knives with you, right? But I want to do one just to show the sequence that I'm working on. But the idea is I cut the bevel on the 1x30. I do a pass on either side. So, a nice pass on one side, a nice pass on the other, remove the burr on the final, go to the honing wheel, hone the edge, and call it good. And the differences I would have is that I would do all of them on the 1x30. I would do all of them on the stone, put them back in my cart, and then I would do all of them on the honing wheel. So I'm getting a little bit more efficiency doing it that way. But anyway, without further ado, let's just pick the first one here, Santoku, and we will rock and roll. Bring you over here to the 1x30. Here we go. All right, here comes the noise, right? I'm not going to zoom you too much up on this. I'll try to get you closer to the Tormek. If you go back in any other earlier videos, there's quite a bit on the 1x30 itself. But here we go. Noise. Okay, so now what I normally is just put this on my cart, go to the next knife, and I have a bevel cut. But for tonight, we're gonna go, this is actually, I think it's the first time I've brought the Tormek into the Thursday night grind. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I got a flash of light here too. But anyway, the bevel's cut. I've already got the stone soaked. So I need to mount my knife. I'm wondering if I use the wide knife holder more than some other people do. I feel like a lot of people would just use this one here, but I like if it'll get through the whole length of the blade, I like the wide knife attachment better, I have found. And then the angles threw me off for a while. It took me a long time to figure out the angle jig, and I need to cut a video on like finally understanding the angle guide on the Tormek. Of course, if you know it, and you think that's silly, right? But when you're learning it, it can be kind of tough. All right, so what you might have just seen is I do a rough height adjustment here, and then, check it and do a fine-tune adjustment here. All right, gonna spin it up, gets the stone wet. So the other thing is if you're doing a bunch of knives, you can, set it for all the 8-inch chef knives and then do all those, and you don't have to keep resetting it. And by the way, I'm doing 21 degrees. And I didn't mention that is a 220 grit belt that I'm using on the 1x30. And here we go. Oh, I didn't grade the stone for you. We can do that. Here's how it works. This is a stone grader, 220, it has a coarse and a fine. This is a cool stone. Coarse takes it to about 220 grit, fine takes it to about 1,000. I'm actually gonna go up here so I make less of a mess. I was at a woodworking demo a little while back, and the guy, he was like, you can use that a lot. Like, you don't have to worry about wearing the stone down. And the sound is about as same as it was. I think I was trying to remember what I was doing last night, but yeah, I was doing kitchen knives last night. So I had it graded to 1,000 last night as well. Come up there just to reset my hand. I'm easing up the pressure as I get over the tip. Drop all the water in, checking for a burr down the whole length. There's a little spot there. I wasn't feeling it, actually. Yeah, I got it. All right, so I have a burr there. I'm going to remove that burr somewhat with a nice light stroke here. I did not set myself up with my towel, did I? Yeah. So, all right, so now this knife would go back in my cart and I would move on to the next one. But since I'm with you, I'm just gonna go right to the honing wheel. There is some fresh compound on here, so I'm not gonna apply it tonight. For you this minute anyway. This has been a neat study for me, like figuring this out. I'm using pretty light pressure and I'm watching the very edge, and I can see just a little bit of action happening at the edge, which is cluing me in. That I'm getting it. Now even lighter pressure. All right. I hope I have illustrated to you enough that I'm not proclaiming to be the Tormek whiz yet. This is something that I'm working on. But that's fine, man. Like that is okay. That's great, actually. It's clean. That's it. All right, so like just imagine I don't know, like could I save time doing that? Could I get here's the real question. can I get the same, at least the same or better result in a little bit less time? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I'm not changing my stance on like the tools that I suggest to get started, because the Tormek's a high dollar machine. And if it's in the budget, like you could convince me that it's the right choice for you. But for most people that I work with, the reason they're starting a side business is to generate money, not to spend money, right? So that's an issue. But anyway, so that's a system I'm working on. If you have some thoughts too, like, is there a way that I could improve this system even more? Like, I don't know, like I'm always trying to explore that. So I welcome any feedback on it. And if you would like the 21 reasons to start a sharpening business, make sure you find the link down there. Thumbs up and subscribe like you always do. I love you guys. I'll see you next Thursday night.